Hey internet, so this is my Aloy build. It is the one and only. So she is the rarest and most forgotten character. So it is the collaboration with Sony, the PS4 and PS5. And yes, the Genshin Impact developers did do her dirty. She's got no constellations. Even though she's a 5-star, her power level's a 4-star. And we can keep going on with the negatives, but we're gonna do our best to make her work. So if you're one of the lucky ones that got the collaboration character, Aloy, then that's great, because I think they're not gonna rerun her ever again. So if you got her on your account, then you're probably one of the lucky few. So let's start off with her kit. So her skill, she throws ice bombs, kind of like Cleese, for example.
Ever seen one of these?
So you got these droplets. So ice droplets. Okay, and in terms of the burst, it's sort of like Amber's burst. So she's combination of some of the weaker characters in Genshin Impact, I suppose. Alright. So weapons, I'm using a compound bow, R5. Other options, I would say Rust is another good option. So for top tier, these two bows are good. For mid tier, if you're going for headshots, Hamayumi and Prototype Crescent. And pretty much apart from that, don't use, I would say don't use Song of Stillness, because she's a on-field DPS, despite the fact that she's kind of weak, but that's okay. Can you use other bows? You can, like King Squire, technically you could use it, but not really. Yes and no. Like, it's not really meant for her, but you can kind of use it. Sacrificial bow, if you plan on using your skill a lot. And stringless, yeah, stringless can work. It's not bad. However, she's more of a normal attack character than using skill or burst. Favonius, yeah, Favonius isn't bad if you want to use her burst a lot. So they work. Okay. So should you even consider 3-star bows? I'm going to say no, because she's pretty weak already. If you need to and you don't have 4 stars for whatever reason, pick the messenger. If you don't have the messenger, sharpshooter. If you don't have that, go with your raven bow. And if you don't have that, well, you're probably in trouble if you don't have any of those. I would say don't even go below a 4-star weapon, to be honest. In terms of 5 stars, as a free-to-play, Skyward Harp. I think that's the only free-to-play 5-star weapon that you can get. Amos bow, that's right, forgotten weapon. Amos bow is mainly for Ganyu, to be honest. But that's okay. Alright, so I'm going for compound bow because it gives you attack speed and attack percentage. That's my reasoning. My artifacts are the 4-piece Shiminawa Reminiscence. Why did I pick this piece? Because it gives you plus 18% for your 2-piece and your 4-piece. When you cast a skill, you gain some attack percentage. So your attack damage is by 50%. Charge, normal, plunging. So we're not going to be using her burst. Not that it matters all that much. So what her burst does is basically she does an AoE cryo damage. It's very similar to Amber. Okay, so we're just gonna forego her burst and just focus on her skill. I would say how I would use it, or how I would use her, is let's just first talk about the team composition. So I'm picking Mika for Cryo Resonance, so you gain 15% crit rate if the target is frozen. So I'm sure you know what Cryo Resonance does, but Elemental Resonance and then Shattering Ice is the Cryo Resonance. You get 40% resistance to Electro, but that's not important. So you increase crit rate against frozen enemies by 15%. That's important. So how I would probably use her is, so we've got Singu as the Hydro Applicator. You can use Yilan as a substitute if you want to. So you could use her, but Singu is probably better, just because his rain swords, for one, reduce damage, and they apply hydro. Also, when they expire, they heal the target. So in a way, you could use the Song of Stillness on Aloy if you had Singu. Okay, so Mika, his role is to give attack speed. So his skill gains attack speed for the team. And we've got Yunjin. So her burst gives normal attack damage boost. And if you have her at C6, you gain normal attack speed. Okay, so this is a 4-star team. Now with Mika, if you got a C2 Jean, you could swap Mika out for a Jean if you really want to. However, I know that most free-to-play players will not have a C2 Jean. I mean, if you lose 50-50 enough times, you'll probably get Jean. Okay, and most players won't have a C6 Yunjin, let alone free-to-play. So I would say C0 Yunjin is good enough. Most players can get Yunjin from the Lantern Rite, so you can pick Yunjin. So she is available to everyone once a year. And Singu, you can buy it from the monthly shop at the correct month. Sadly, not this month. So I forget which month he is in, but you can get it twice a year from the Paimon's Bargains for Singu. So he's quite easy to get. Mika, yeah, Mika is a rarity. He only shows up with Eula basically, and occasionally with some other banners as well. So Mika is kind of hard to get. So what will replace Mika? Jean C2. If you don't have that, I would say Diona. Like Diona would probably be a good enough replacement. So why Diona? So Diona provides a shield, provides heals. So yeah, probably Diona. Maybe Chi-Chi for the heals. And same with Charlotte for the heals. And if you want a shielder, maybe Layla. I'm gonna skip Fremene because she's not really that. Oh, sorry. He is not that useful with Aloy. Same with Rosaria. So, probably not her. Now, Chongyun normally would work really well with Singu. Sadly, his passive attack speed boost only works on melee characters, so doesn't really help Aloy. Okay, so I would say Diona. If you don't have Jean C2 and you don't have Mika, just go with Diona. She's both a healer and a shielder, so she does both the roles. Okay, so let's showcase her.
Let's get going.
I'll do my best. This build is not a meme. I'm really trying to make her work. So how we do this is we rotate from Singu. So we apply the Hydro, we get Mika to use his skill for the attack speed, we switch to Yunjin for the burst for normal attack damage boost, and then we switch back to Aloy for her skill. And that's the rotation, and then we blast away with machine gun fire with her bow. So
Time to act. No, my sword.
skills up,
Ring cutter.
use Singu's burst, then use
You
Mika,
had your chance. Your grand
then
finale.
Yunjin,
Got something for ya.
and then we just fire away,
This is a new one.
use her burst, and yeah, there we go. So that's the rotation. While Aloy is weak, if you got a strong team composition, you can basically make her work. I would say for the lucky few that have Aloy and want to use her, this is a good option. Having Singu, Mika, and Yunjin. That being said, she is very difficult to use because of her low damage. So I feel like the Genshin Impact developers were really salty in designing Aloy because they gave her the lowest damage possible. Her kit is based off two of the weaker characters, which is Klee and Amber. Not only that, her ascension materials are one of the most annoying ones to get. So Crystal Marrow is like on the cliffs of the Skeleton Dragon. You got Spectral Nucleus, so you get them from Spectres. Spectres are annoying to take down. You got your Ice Cube. The Ice Cube is annoying because there's Frostbite, so environmental damage. So yeah, I feel like they really did her dirty. Not only that, they didn't give her any constellations at all. So you're a 5-star with 4-star power rating, and you got no power-ups. And your kit is pretty much a fusion dance of the two worst characters, or the two weakest characters, not the worst characters. They have their niches and they have their times to shine. But yeah, I think the only redeeming quality for Aloy is that she can freeze enemies. Otherwise, I would say if they made Aloy Geo or Anemo, then there would be absolutely no redeeming qualities for Aloy if they gave her those elements. But luckily she's cryo, so it's somewhat usable if you got the right team. So I tried my best to make her work, and I tried to put a serious build, not a meme build. And I hope you guys enjoyed my Aloy build. it was a mission to figure out how she works, just because she is quite, I guess, weak. I'm gonna say it. They did her dirty.
Come on. Enough standing around. Let's keep moving.
I mean, Star Rail, they gave Dr. Ratio, like, they gave the players Dr. Ratio, and we get Aloy. And yeah, it is frustrating because I'm a fan of the Horizon series. So, Horizon Forbidden West and Zero Dawn. So, I do like Aloy in her actual game, but yeah, Aloy in Genshin Impact is really difficult to use, I suppose. So thanks for watching, hope you had a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, turn on all notifications.
There are people who
Become a
need
member
our
if you
help.
want to, drop a super thanks if you want to. Until next time, see ya.